Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do another try a chapter tag. I swear I do these so often, but I am stuck. I don't know what I want to read, and it's really frustrating. I was reading something, basically like the Enchantment of Ravens is like free until tomorrow to read. It's something the authors do. I don't know. Anyway, so I was reading that and I got a little ways into it, but I'm just bored and I just don't feel like it. So, like, basically, I don't know, to me, if I'm going to read a story like that, I'd rather read A Court of Mist and Fury than that. It's kind of my feelings on that. So, I wasn't in the mood. So here I have, like, just a bunch of fantasy books that I have recently acquired, and I thought I should just try the first chapter of them and we'll see what I choose. They're all such dark covers. It's all black. It's all, well, except for like this one. But yeah. So I'm gonna try the first chapter of all these and we'll see how it goes. So the first one is Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris. I actually have a box set of this. I found it for like $10 at Half Price Books, and I had traded in books that day, so like I didn't even have to pay for it, so it was pretty cool. And I still haven't tried these, and that was a little bit ago, so I want to go ahead and try the first chapter and see how I feel. Yeah, and this is like what the True Blood show is based on, which I never saw, so if I really like these, at least I have something else to look forward to, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to try the first chapter of this and see how I feel. And then the next one I have is The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. I've actually owned this for quite a while, but I just haven't started it, and I suck. But the reason I have it is because Sam over at Sam's Nonsense, no, that's the wrong person. That is this other book. Sorry, there's one book in here that Sam from Sam's Nonsense recommended. This one is from Reagan at Peruse Project. That's right. She adores this and thinks that she loved it and thought it was fantastic, and it's just like, it's a high fantasy, it's adult, it's supposed to be really good. It's about these people that, like, the magic system in this is based on light, but the more powerful you are, the quicker you die, or something to that effect. So I'm going to try the first chapter, see how I feel about that. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you this book next because I got confused. The Red Knight by Miles Cameron. This is the series that Sam over at Sam's Nonsense has been talking about recently. She said that it's so good, and she's like reading like the last book right now or something in it. And I saw this the other day when I went to a Barnes & Noble, and I was just like, I might as well. Oh god, guys. The font in here is so tiny. Wow. Look at that. Look at how tiny the font is. Oh god, how am I gonna do this? It's so tiny, and I'm trying to figure out when the first chapter ends, because wow, it's gonna take a minute. Does it even have chapters? Does this not have okay, there's a chapter. Whoa, the first chapter is like 34 pages. Damn. I wish I had thought about that before I picked it, but I was just like, oh yeah, because it's like my most recently acquired fantasy, I think, so that's why I was like, I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. So that's going to take me a minute. The next one I have is Song of the Lioness, Alana, The First Adventure by Tamara Pierce. My boyfriend actually bought me the first 4 books in this, like the series is 4 books long, but it's like in this world. It's kind of like how Robin Hobb and all those people do their stuff, so they all kind of connect. Because I got an arc of Tempest and Slaughter from work, so I wanted to read her other books, because I know that a character from these, not necessarily these, but a character from her next one, Wild Magic, or the one that starts with that. I don't know a lot about this, I just know certain things, but anyway. But everybody says this is really good. I've heard great things about it throughout the years, and it's a very short book, it seems, and the font in this is actually super huge, so that's exciting. So we'll see how that one goes. The next one is The Comper Gauntlet by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. I read the first book, The Iron Trial, a few months ago, and I loved it. It was so damn good. And like at the end, I thought I knew what the plot twist was going to be, and it wasn't. It was something completely different. I was shook afterwards. I couldn't even believe what it actually was. So that just like, I was just like, damn, that was really good. And then I went and bought the second book, and I just haven't read it yet. But I really want to, so I figure I'll go ahead and try the first chapter and see if I'm like, oh my god, I gotta continue this like right now. And then the last one that I have here is The Legend of Shadow High by Shannon Hale and Dean Hale. And if you guys don't know this about me, I actually adore the Ever After High books, like Storybook of Legends, that series. I love it. It was so good. I got those from the library. I actually bought this at a Half Price Books because I saw it and I was like, I didn't know this existed. Oh my god, I'm so excited because I love these books, and I've read the Monster High series by Lacey Harrison as well. So I was just like, this, it was made for me. It was like, Jessica really needs this in her life right now, so let's put it out there in the world. And anyway, and so I've had this for a little bit, and I still haven't read it, and like the font is huge, and the pages are gorgeous. Like it's all like, it's purple pages, and it's such a pretty book. There's the map. It's just so nice. So I'm gonna try the first chapter of this. So yeah, probably the one I'll continue with, I feel like, is The Legend of Shadow High, but I don't know. I'm also like really in the mood for like an epic high fantasy right now, because I'm not too worried about how long it'll take me to finish a book right now, because I have read over 30 something books this month. Yeah, a lot of it was manga, I'll tell you that. A lot of it was manga, because there was a manga readathon at the end of March that just ended yesterday, and I read a lot of manga for it. So that's part of the reason. Also, listening to audiobooks while I was at work, that definitely helped. Because I get bored listening to my music after a while, so then I'll just put on an audiobook that I get from like Overdrive. So that's where a lot of my reading came from. But then I also just like, a lot of the time that I spend when I am actually at home and on the weekends and stuff is spent reading. Although I did get a new computer, and it's a gaming computer, and it's so nice. I love it. It's so much fun. So I've been playing a lot of Blade and Soul. Such a damn good game. Like, oh, my heart. It's so much fun, let me tell you. So yeah, I've been playing that like a lot. Like every day I sit down and play for at least 2.5 hours or so. So that's great. Yeah. So I'm gonna go read those first chapters, and then I will be back with you soon. Okay, I'm back quite a bit later. Stuff ended up happening, so it took me a while to get done. And also I only actually read the first 10 pages of this guy, because the first chapter is like ridiculously long, but there's a lot of like breaks in it. So I just stopped at one of those after I felt like I had a good sense of like the characters and stuff. And I really enjoyed this, and I think I will continue on with this like at some point soonish, but just not today, just because it seems like it's going to be a lot. And I'm probably going to have to reread the first 10 pages anyway, which is why I didn't keep going, because I was like, I don't want to have to reread the first 40 pages when I pick this book up again. Because it's like, it's very, it's very high epic fantasy, so it's something you've really got to like pay attention to and really got to like invest yourself in, which I love. I just don't feel like doing that right now, although I think I'm really going to enjoy this book because the characters seem really good, and I can already see some of the humor that Sam was talking about. So I think this is going to be a really fun read. And I feel like this is something I probably will get to at some point in April. It's just not something that I want to read right at this minute. I'm not feeling that well today. Like, it's really hot and I don't feel too great. So I just want something that's not so I don't know. So out there, I guess. I don't know. And then I also read the first chapter of Black Prism. This was really interesting. I like the way that they haven't gotten into the magic system too much because it was just the first chapter, but they did explain a little bit of it in here, and I thought that it was super interesting that the way they said it and like how it's kind of connected to like their outward appearance, depending on which kind of light, which colors and stuff that they use, it affects their appearance, and I thought that was pretty cool. Again, this is another one I don't think I'm actually going to continue with right now, just because it didn't grab my attention as the other ones did, but I do think that this is something I will really enjoy at some point. It's just not something I'm in the mood for at the moment. And then I also read the first chapter of Alana, The First Adventure. This was really cute. I love the fact that she had a twin brother. That wasn't something I knew before, but she has a twin brother and they're super close, and they kind of have a douchebag of a dad. Anyway, she wants to be a knight and her brother wants to learn magic, but in this world, mainly the girls learn magic and the boys become knights. So what they do is they cut her hair and basically say that there's 2 twin boys rather than just one and a twin girl. So, and then they manage to get their people that like look after them to take them to the respective places. So her brother's going to the magic place and she's going to the palace to learn to be a knight. So I think this will be pretty good, and it seems like it would be probably a pretty quick read, and I do so far enjoy like the characters in this, but again, it's just not something I'm feeling at the moment. I'm just being really picky today. This is probably why I was having such a hard time figuring out what I want to read, because everything's just kind of to me at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah. And then I also read Dead Until Dark, and actually the first chapter of this was like 37 pages long, or 36. This is where chapter 2 is. I had like read all that, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that. But actually it was a really good first chapter. I really enjoyed it. Basically we meet the main character, which is Sookie Stackhouse, and we meet her at her bar that she works at as a waitress, and we learn that she has telekinetic abilities, so she can read people's thoughts. Or is that telekinetic? It's something like that. Anyway, but yeah, so she can read other people's thoughts, and then one night a vampire comes into the bar, which she's really excited for because she's always wanted to meet a vampire, because in this world, apparently vampires, it's known that vampires exist, and people like them. Some people anyway. Anyway, so she's really excited and she gets swayed on him, but then these 2 people that are kind of douchebags that live in that town, it's like a small town kind of thing, she ends up reading their thoughts, and she finds out that they are planning to drain him because vampires' blood in this world gives people like incredible sex drive, and it like helps with their health and stuff like that. And apparently that's why they had gone to jail before they had moved to this town, was because they had gotten caught draining vampires before. Anyway, so then she sees that they basically seduce this vampire, and they get him to leave with them. And so she goes out and she intervenes, and keeps them from killing him basically, and like draining him completely, and everything. And yeah, so it's a lot happens in the first chapter, which I mean it should, because it's quite a long first chapter. But it was really interesting, and I really think we got a feel for what Sookie Stackhouse is like. So I really enjoyed that. And honestly, I was thinking about continuing with this one because it just seems very interesting, and I just really enjoyed the first chapter. And I could definitely see myself just like continuing to read this like for the rest of the night, and maybe even finishing it. I don't know. It's not that long. It's like 292 pages, so I mean it's really not that long. It's pretty small. But I think I ended up enjoying the next 2 I'm going to talk about a little bit more. So the next one I have is The Legend of Shadow High by Shannon and Dean Hill. And I I love these characters, and I just love this world, and I just think it's so cute, and it just makes me so happy. I love it. I love After High. I love Monster High. I just love it. I know this is aimed for like 10-year-old girls, but I fucking love this shit. This shit is my shit, you know? Like, I enjoy it so much, and it's just so good. So honestly, this might be the one I continue with because it's so good, and I can just see myself flying through this really quickly throughout the rest of the night. So I really enjoyed that. And then the other one is The Comfort Gauntlet by Halle Beck and Cassandra Clare. And this just reminded me of how much I enjoyed the first one, and how pretty much at the end of every chapter you're just left like, wait, what? Basically, because that's how I was at the end of the first chapter, because I was like, oh, okay, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then I was like, wait, this feels weird, something's wrong, something's up, something's not right, and then I read the last little bit of the first chapter, and I'm just like, oh, no, this is bad. So that's basically how that went. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck. I don't know which one of these guys I want to read more, because they just both were really good. I'm kind of leaning towards The Comfort Gauntlet, just because, like I said, like, the intrigue of it is just like, wait, what? But then again, like, I love this story, and I just feel like this would make me happy. This is probably going to depress me a little bit, but this is probably going to make me happy. I don't know. But then again, I think it said in the synopsis my favorite character gets kidnapped in this, and I'm not about that. Like, I don't want to deal with that. But, like, I don't know. So these two are, like, my options. I don't know, you guys. I really want to read both of them, like, simultaneously. This is why I don't like doing these. Well, I like doing these. I do these all the time. But you know what? I hate it when I find two books and I'm like, I just really want to read them both. Like, they're just really good. So I don't know. I might have to read the second chapter of each of these to finally decide. So I'll probably do that, but I'm going to do that off camera. I'm not going to have you guys wait around for me anymore. Yeah, my throat's not feeling too great. I'm not feeling too great, honestly. This has kind of just been a wash of a day for me. I haven't done too much just because I haven't been feeling too great. But I am off work again tomorrow, thankfully, and I actually am off on Wednesday this week, because they're trying to cut back on hours, because we're getting new people and we need hours to train them. So I'm actually getting some more time to myself, which is, so that's good. So yeah, and then I have a short day on Monday anyway. I only have to work a 4-hour shift that day, so like, no worries. I got hours and hours and hours of time, so I'm all good. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna read next. Gonna start cooking some dinner and eating and just hang out for the rest of the night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.